Call is being recorded.
So today is Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. Today is the day that Adrian and I celebrate our 19th anniversary. So proud to be here, so proud to be alive, so proud to be in a spot in my life and in this spot that I'm physically in. And glad to be before you today. So today is the day that we generally hear from our Coach Dan, and there he is. Yay. So, Dan, if you don't mind unmuting yourself, I will go ahead and give you a proper introduction. Maybe I can unmute you. There you are. And so, Dan Johnson is a man who is a multiple business owner. He is a coach for businesses as well as congregations all around the world. We're so blessed. Are you on this continent right now, Dan?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. So we're pleased to not only have him on this continent with us, but also to join us to give us some guidance. Take it away, sir, Coach Dan.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to everyone, to my Akana family. Good morning, Adrian, and congratulations to Kathy, to you and your husband. We are so grateful that and thankful that God has kept the two of you for 19 years. Do you know, Kathy, that's almost 2 decades?
It's
I guess
actually
I'm
been it's actually been since 1997. Married 19 years.
Wow, look at that. Well, to God be the glory.
To
Hey,
God
listen,
be
you
the
guys,
glory.
man, listen. I was contemplating whether or not I should share what I'm about to share with you. And the reason I was contemplating whether or not I was going to share what I am about to share with you is because even though all of you know on the call that I am a praying man, all of you know on the call that I've been in ministry now for about 31 years. I never really get on the call and give, if you will, a biblical perspective of what it is that we do as small business owners and entrepreneurs. But I really feel impressed upon, and the reason I don't do it is because I don't presume and I don't assume that everybody on the line shares my same belief systems from a spiritual perspective. And so I never want to posture or position myself to offend because I share a belief that someone else doesn't. So typically, I will give you principles, PLES, and oftentimes I leave out the principal, PAL. But today, I am going to break away from my what I call my conventional way of doing this, and I want to share with you from a concept that some of you have joined me on, and that's the concept of being an entrepreneur. And the key word is pray. Because one of the things I've realized about my success, and one of the things that I have realized about my life, is that the truth of the matter is that um, I have never done anything without God being at the forefront of it. Every business that I've done, literally, you can find it birthed out of prayer. You can find it birthed out of a dream. You can find it birthed out of a vision that was inspired by God. That being said, one of the things that I like to for you to consider is this: when you understand who you are, when you understand who you were created to be, it makes it easier for you to become it. I'm going to say that again. When you understand who you are and when you understand who you were created to be, it makes it easier for you to become it. And guess what? It also makes it easier, not easy, but it also makes it easier for you to overcome it. Uh, because everybody in life are either becoming it or overcoming it. And so, what are you becoming? What is the it that you are becoming? The idea is that you become the it that you were created to be. And what is the it that you are overcoming? The idea is that you are overcoming the it that is designed to hinder you from becoming who you were created to be. And so you spend your entire life becoming it or overcoming it. And how you become it and how you overcome it is going to be determined based on who you know that you are and who you know whose you are. Now, so there's a foundational one of my favorite scriptures is Genesis 1:28 when it says, and God blessed them. When he talks about and God blessed them, he's talking about man. And God blessed them, and God said unto them to be fruitful, to multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth over the face of the earth. When you really begin to understand that God created us, and when he blessed us, that means he empowered us. He empowered you with capacity. He empowered you with competency. He empowered you with ability to be able to overcome. Are y'all understanding this? He empowered you with the ability to dominate. He empowered you with the ability to be successful. He empowered you with the ability and the capacity to have dominion. And so when you understand this principle, then now I'm going to bring you to what entrepreneur really means. Entree means it means to enter. Entree means to enter into destiny. Entree is to enter into destiny that you were created to build and that you were created to multiply. God is not just looking for us to be people that acknowledge his existence, but he's raising up builders, he's raising up visionaries, he's raising up strategic minds to govern in the world by which we live. And so it's when you think about prayer is what sustains vision. Prayer is the fuel that keeps you going when you don't feel like going no more. Prayer is the thing that gives you prophetic insight. It gives you the ability to see things in the realm of the spirit that you may not be able to see in the natural. And prayer is your communication line with the one that created you to help you to understand what's happening. And prayer is not a posture. Watch this. Prayer is not a posture or a position of an individual that is weak, but prayer is the posture and the position of the individual that got power. Most people pray when they're in trouble. I seek to pray to stay out of trouble. Most people pray when their back is up against the wall. I seek to pray so my back won't get up against the wall. And when it does get up against the wall, because I prayed, I've already known there's a strategy for me to overcome it. So it's important that you understand these dynamics. And so as I get ready to bring this piece to a close, I'm going to deal with newer. What is the newer portion of prayer? When you begin to think about this entrepreneur, what does that mean? Newer means to think. Newer means to plan. Newer means to execute. It is to It is to be creative. It's to be innovative. And so when you put it all together, if you're going to enter into destiny, you must pray. And not only must you pray, but you must have the ability to critically think. You must have the ability to plan. You must have the ability to execute. Part of the challenge with us that's on this line, and many of us that desire to be business owners and entrepreneurs, is the fact that we fail in the point of critical thinking. We fail at the point of being able to critically analyze trends and situations and circumstances, be able to look down the street and around the corner to anticipate what is potentially coming. And based on our anticipation of what's coming, we make a decision based on where we are. And because we anticipated what was coming and we got it through prayer, here it is, we're able to set ourselves up for victory. There's a young man that's on the basketball team, and the coaches had everybody get in a circle, and they had them partner up. And the coaches said, I want you guys to share something about yourself that each other don't know. And there was an 11-year-old that everybody was sharing what they do or sharing something they didn't know about. Some kids said, I'm a gamer, or I love I'm pretty good at this. Another kid talked about what their favorite color was. Another kid talked about the fact that they could sing, and, just different things like that. But then when it got to this one kid at 11 years old, he said, you guys may not know this, but I am rich. They said, well, what do you mean you're rich? He says, I am heavily invested into stocks. Well, what do you mean you're heavily? He took all of the money that he would ever get, and instead of spending it on shoes and clothes and all of this stuff, he learned the stock market, and he began to anticipate what was going to happen in the stock market, and he spent his money on stock. And he will buy a 10% share or whatever the case may be. And over a period of time, he became rich at 11 years old. And the reality is he had insight. He had foresight. He was able to critically think. And I'm simplifying this. He was able to critically think about something else that he could do with his money than spend it on video games, gym shoes, and clothes. He thought outside the box for an 11-year-old. And it put him in a position where his money can help take care of his family. And so my point to you is this: as you look at this, to me, every failure in life that you will ever experience is first and foremost a prayer failure. It's the failure to pray. It's the failure to communicate with the one that created you. I have a S550 Mercedes Benz. I'm not saying that to impress you because it's just a car. I barely drive it. But what I don't do is take that car to a Ford dealership. I don't take that car to the next door mechanic. I don't take that car to, CarX. And the reason I don't take that car to CarX is because of the fact I take it to the one that created it. And the one that created it is God, is Mercedes-Benz. If you really want to know the power that you have, if you really want to know the why of your creation, of you being created, the why of your existence, you got to take yourself back to the one that created you, and that's God. And the way that you get back to him is through prayer, and allow him to speak to you, allow him to show you who you are in his word, and allow that to be the foundation. I can give you principles all day, but I'm telling you the principles that I execute, the principles that I live by, every principle that I've ever given has been governed by the principal, which is God. And principles work. But at the point where You don't feel like working the principle. Then you have to tap into the greater of he that is in you than he that is in the world. When you're suffering in the process of working the principle, you have to tap into the fact that this present suffering cannot compare to the greater glory that's going to be revealed on the inside of you. When everybody else is doubting you, when everybody else and you're doubting yourself, you have to get to a place where you can say, I can do all things through him that gives me the strength. And in my weakness, his strength is made perfect. What I'm trying to do in this moment is to help give you a little bit of what keeps me up when I'm feeling really down, or what helps me stay in the fight when I'm ready to throw in the towel, or what helps me, after I curse the air out, what allows me to get back to it. When I'm ready to quit and don't feel like getting up, I'm giving you a little bit of insight on what picks me up. Because all of us experience those moments in our lives. And those moments can sometimes become weeks, and those weeks can become months, and those months can become years if you don't have the necessary tools, and if you're not connected with the necessary resource in order to bring life back to you when life seems to have been slipping away from you. Yes, well, what are you talking about? We talk about energy. There's no greater energy than that which that comes from God. We talk about soul cleansing. There's no greater entity on the planet that could cleanse your soul more than God. I'm not necessarily preaching to you, but I am preaching to you, but I'm really just trying to give you a little bit of insight so that you can become the totality of who you were created to be, because all of us was created to be something. God allowed all of us to make it for a purpose. I was one out of millions and millions of sperm cells that connected from my daddy, that connected with my mother's egg. Listen, I started out winning because those other sperm cells, guess what? They didn't make it. You started out winning because your life had purpose on it. Your business got purpose on it. You got to tap into the power source that gave you the purpose in the first place. That's why when many people ask me, what do? I say I'm a serial entrepreneur, keyword pray. I'm one that enters into destiny through prayer and through critical thinking, planning, and execution. That's what that's all about. Enter into your destiny through prayer, critical thinking, planning, and execution. All right. I'm sorry. I just looked at the clock. It's 8:18 my time. So that means that is my time. And I'm going to pass it back to Kathy. I hope that at least one person got something out of this moment. And it was encouraging and inspiring. And more importantly, it will bring you to your knees for a time of prayer. Thanks so much, Kathy. I appreciate you. And merry anniversary once again.
Thank you so much, Dan. And absolutely, we got something from that. I'm sure more than one of us received that message as intended. So thank you so much for sharing that. So this is Tuesday. And this is the day that Dr. Betty Smith, our beloved Dr. Betty, who is our Chief Medical Officer. She is our naturopath, a registered nurse. She gives her expert advice. She takes live questions. She gives freely of herself every Tuesday night to answer those questions and talk to you about specific ailments. So, Dr. Betty, go ahead and tell us what's happening tonight.
Well, day clean, everybody.
Day clean.
So, yes, and let me say that Dr. Coach Dan put it down today. I mean, he dropped the mic. I don't know what else it was for me to say.
Right.
Yes, he did. So what I got out of that was enter prayer to become newer. And I call it human revolution.
I like that.
Yes.
And to become newer.
Yes.
Stolen.
So listen, that's what. Well, we're not going to actually enter prayer, but tonight, I not quite. We're going to do it that way, but we are going to talk about. In fact, what I'm going to do is really kind of do a compilation of things that I've done before, since this portion of our support educational and our educational support is about to end, and we're going to enter into a new phase of called Full Body Reset 360. So I thought I'd do this compilation because I really want to, like Coach Dan said, empower you guys. And I feel like the more ways you can give the same message, one of these days it's going to click, and you'll recognize exactly what's going on and how to approach it. So I'm just give you some more tools. So I will see you guys this evening, and I look forward to it.
This is 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern on the corporate Zoom, same Zoom ID and password. So get your customers on there, get yourself on there so that you can find out. I mean, her compilation is going to be for the book. So thank goodness we'll have it recorded. Hey, I'm telling you, I know it's going to be awesome. You do some stuff. And the community should be coming right after that, right, Dr. Betty?
Exactly.
All right. That's a community of people who are on our cleanses, whether it's 4 day, 7 day, 21 day. They're thinking about the cleanse. They just came off. They're in the middle. They want to exchange recipes and talk about tips. They might want to have prayer. Who knows? I don't know.
Exactly. Hello.
Look here, when I do a cleanse, sometimes I feel like I need some prayer. So
yes,
dig
ma'am.
it, right? So, but yeah. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure you join us tonight, Dr. Betty. Looking forward to it, and we will see you next time. Have a great Akana day. Bye for now.
Bye for now.